What's up guys, it's Zoko. Today I have another farming location for raw leather scraps that you can use to sell, or if you're feeling lucky, refine into Dreugh Wax, which is probably one of the best selling gold mats in the game. Always good to sell for a consistent income because pretty much everyone needs it. Now if you're new here, I do guides and PvP videos pretty regularly. I generally aim for 3 videos a week, so if you want to keep up with ESO as things change within the game, consider hitting that subscribe button. It means the world to me. I was lucky enough to recently hit 1,000 subscribers, and I have been consistently growing ever since, and it is all thanks to you. Let's jump right in. So our spot today is going to be in the DLC area of Hrothgar. This was released years back in the Orsinium expansion. I actually played back then when it was released, but I was on Xbox at the time. We are going to be going to the old Orsinium public dungeon on the southwest side. Once inside, we have a short run to go through. If you want an extra pack to kill en route, then go straight ahead and you will have a small group of bears you can kill for some leather on the way. Now once you get out of the tunnel, you're going to be in an open area with some ruins which are infested with enemies. Our primary targets here are going to be harpies, bears, and the weird looking creatures that start with the letter E I don't dare attempt to pronounce. Looking at the map, the room is ovalish shaped with a bunch of twists and turns. We want to avoid the west side of the room because it is just filled with spiders and doesn't really have anything leather-wise. Our first group is to the right when you first come in. The hags are going to be the most annoying things to kill in this area, and I tend to ignore them at times when I can get away with it. They generally want to stay at range as much as possible, which is what's so frustrating to kill them. And just an FYI, I'm going to skip ahead in between groups slightly to help the flow of the video. Now I have an add-on which is basically a tiny full version of the map, so if you need to, just check it out in the top right corner and it will help you keep up to speed with the run. After moving on from the first group and coming to the first bend, we'll spawn a handful of harpies to take care of. Pushing on further, you will bring the first group you meet to the second group by the stairs. Now there are some harpy mages here, so you have to bounce back and forth a tad, but it shouldn't be too much of a problem. Rounding the next corner, you should see a lonely bear we are going to bring down to a group of harpies and some more bears. Now this group does tend to respawn by the time we swing back around, but once we reset our rotation, a lot of times when we come up just the way we came, it won't have respawned a second time. If that makes any sense. I realize how that could have been confusing. Now we're going to keep going around the outside in that counterclockwise fashion. Past the door you need to unlock with that quest up front, which this character hasn't completed yet. We will then run into 2 more bear groups. The one at the far end spawns a few more after killing him, so make sure not to leave so quickly once you kill him. In this clip, he hadn't spawned yet. There were some other people in the area, so I think they killed him, which threw the rotation off a little bit, but I promise you he is there. You see me looking for him too. Now we drop down into the center with some of these crazy looking creatures introduced with this DLC. We are going to get both groups of these guys and then pull some harpies up the stairs to our right at the same time. This is probably the best group in the entire area. Going a bit further and up the stairs, we are going to pull 2 groups of harpies. I find going behind a tree up there allows the second group that is further away to move in a bit closer, which makes the ranged enemies a bit easier to handle. That is generally a good strategy whenever you're facing ranged characters. If you have any way to get behind a wall or something, you can draw them in closer. Going out towards where we started, we will see a few hags. Now I have skipped this point in the past and I found that it can put you just ahead of the respawn of the very first group, which does not make a bit of sense because the bears and harpies just outside of here are usually up when I get out. Maybe some other people are killing them, I don't know, but it has happened quite a few times. I do realize that a lot of people come here, so it's definitely not out of the realm of possibility. After you're done with them, you get back to the beginning by just dropping down here to the right and start the process all over again. If you're looking for a route to farm rubidite ore so you can hopefully get some tempering alloys, then check out this video popping up. It's a great steady farm with minimal mobs to deal with, perfect for grinding out those highly sought after materials.